If you hear rattling or anything, my dogs, or may join me on the couch. My dogs are running around doing stuff. Hi. He's very excited I'm home because I just got home from work, so whatever. Why, hi, hello, how are you? I have a boxer that it weighs 90 pounds, like right here. So if you hear breathing or rustling around, that's probably what it is. But this is gonna be a sleeve update. I have not done one of these in a while. I made me some notes because I did this earlier in the week, or later in the week last week, and it came out that it was just terrible footage, and I was not about to try to edit that mess, so here we are again. All right, so I am 20 months post-op. In December, I will have had my sleeve for 2 years, and I have lost 88 pounds. I went from 226, I'm down to 138. I kind of tend to fluctuate between 138 and 145, to be honest. It just depends on how much water I've had. Usually the more water I drink, the better my weight is in the morning because I'm staying hydrated. My body's able to flush what it needs to flush and do what it needs to do because it's fully hydrated. So that's tip number one from me to you. Please stay hydrated. People with any sort of bariatric surgical procedures that they've had done do tend to dehydrate very, very quickly. So especially when it's hot outside, or you're gonna be walking around a lot, or you may not have access to water, I always carry around my, it's not a Yeti, but like a knockoff of a Yeti, full of water. And I refill it periodically throughout the day. And then what size clothes am I wearing? I get that question a lot. With clothing, okay, so I'm out of plus sizes, obviously. I'm actually wearing anywhere from size 6 to size 10, just depends on the brand. Tops always are either medium or large because I like my shirts a little baggy. Unless it's meant to be like a camisole or something like that, I'll either do a small or medium. So, asking me what size I am, there's my answer. But yeah, just sizing doesn't matter as long as you feel good in whatever you have on. I just want to feel like myself, you know? Okay, here was another question that I get is, do I still have restriction when I eat? I do, but not like it used to be. And we have the luxury, since this is a tool, basically, your body now has this tool within itself to do what it's meant to do. So the sleeve is meant to basically help you maintain eating smaller portions. So if you stretch out your stomach, obviously you're kind of going in reverse. You don't want to do that. So what I do, or what I plan to do, is this weekend I'm going to do a sleeve reset diet. I'm trying right now to find one that's vegan because the only one that I have, basically you drink your liquids for 2 days, I think. No, it's a 48-hour reset. So like, yeah, for a day you do nothing but liquids, and then the next day I think you do nothing but liquids, but then you have like a piece of 4-ounce chicken breast. So I gotta find a whole nother like way to do that. But I do want to do a sleeve reset. So if you're not vegan, that's just Google sleeve reset diet, 48-hour sleeve reset diet, and it should pop it up for you. It'll be like these little cartoon ladies, and it's like 48-hour sleeve reset. But yeah, I do have restriction. I never try to push myself. I've not ever been like that. It scares me because I know this is a man-made organ basically in my body now, and I know better than to try to push the limits too much. So yeah, there's restriction, just not as much. But like I said, I'm gonna try to find a reset because you can reverse any stretching that may have happened. You can totally reverse that Hence, this is why it's a tool. Now, you don't want to overdo it all the time and stretch it way out and then not be able to reverse it. So just be careful of that. And always, always check with your doctor first with anything. Definitely check with them and say, hey, because I'm sure they may have their own version of a reset for your sleeve. Now, like I just said, the reason I haven't done the resets because I have gone to a vegan sleeve lifestyle, which I do plan on making some videos of like what I eat in a day, things like that, to kind of, if you're interested as a sleeve patient or any bariatric patient, to see how I eat and maintain a high protein diet. I don't look at carbs because vegetables and fruits have carbs, grains have carbs. It's just how life is in that land. So, but yeah, lots of vegetables have tons of protein. Lots of grains have tons of protein. So you can easily get your protein in. But I'll get more into that. But yes, I am doing, I'll get more into that later. Good protein sources are like, I eat a lot of beans, lentils, broccoli, mushrooms, quinoa. I mean, there's lots and lots of options, you guys. You're not really restricted. I actually feel like I have more freedom eating this way than I do eating off of your typical surgical bariatric diet plan that they give you, or guide that they give you. Things that I've noticed. I have noticed how people treat me. It's very concerning as a member of society that people do tend to treat heavier women in particular, not men necessarily, different. Like when I go into Sephora or Ulta, or if I go to a cosmetic counter, I am treated so different now. I'm treated like, hi, how are you? Do you need any help? And whereas before, I would have to either seek someone out or they would look at me like, you know, doing the up and down like, ew, ew. So yeah, I've noticed that, and men opening doors for me. I know that's so stupid, but man, chivalry came back after I lost 88 pounds from every man in the universe. It's just a little bizarre, that's all. So yeah, that's not fun, but I think, and you just have to kind of roll with the punches and know it's just the ignorance of society. There's also the attention of men. And a few women. I don't know, my husband's just like, oh, just enjoy it. I know you're not going anywhere, whatever. And that's real sweet of him, I guess, but it can be really annoying when I'm just trying to get my groceries and I have my kid with me, or pumping gas. Like, I get hit on in the weirdest places. Throw me in a bar or a club or like somewhere where it's a younger crowd and I have a good time, I do not ever get hit on. Not in places like that. I guess it's just the age, I don't know, but it's weird. Things I notice about me, I'm definitely more confident, not just in the way I look, not that at all, but I feel more confident that mask of fat that I was wearing hindered me from speaking up a lot of times, because I would be like, oh, but in the back of my mind I'm thinking, well, I do have an opinion about this, but these people are going to judge me on the way that I look. They're going to be like, oh, there's the fat girl. You know, you have those thoughts in your mind and it prevents you from speaking up or saying anything. I've definitely become much more of an advocate for my son since kindergarten. In kindergarten and first grade, I was like the hefty mom, and I was shy and I was scared to speak up or say anything. And I'm not like mean or nasty with anybody, but I am much more confident in myself as a person without that shield of fat, basically. So yeah, I mean, these are just little things I notice about myself, and I'm really proud of myself for that. And if you're at that phase where I'm at, where you're gaining this confidence, like, go with it, go with the momentum. And it sucks because you're probably gonna lose friends, or they're gonna say you're different. You're probably gonna have family members, you know, saying the same thing, or just not liking who you are because they can't walk all over you anymore. So go with it. You know, don't be a doormat. It's great. It's real great. Vitamins. This is where I do terrible. If I have to take a vitamin that I have to ingest, I have to take 2 or 3 of them a day, and I just cannot do that. That's not something that I do. I would forget. So then I started noticing I'm so tired all the time. My skin looked terrible, like dry and bleh, and no liveliness to it at all. I noticed also my gums began to bleed. So I started doing research. People, take your vitamins. Take your vitamins, or do what I do and go with the patch. I use the vitamin patch. It works phenomenally. I have energy, I feel better, my skin's better. So I know I'm absorbing those. I know that's not all in my head. And like, I'm gonna be going for some blood work here pretty soon, I think in November, and we'll see how my vitamin levels are. And I'm pretty sure they're gonna be spot on because I feel so much better since I've been using those patches. But take your vitamins, because you can have so many health problems. You can be anemic. You will start seeing teeth fall out. Like, no ma'am, that's not, no. So take your vitamins. And if you can't ingest them, get the patches. I'll leave links to everything I'm talking about down below if I remember. If not, maybe I'll insert it on the screen somewhere. It's just www.patchmd.com. You go on there, you get what you want. The last 2 things I wanted to talk about, I did kind of sustain a bit of a knee injury in the spring. I tore my meniscus, but I did not have to have surgery, thank goodness. But I just had to rest, so I've just been resting all freaking summer, bored out of my mind, missing exercising. So I'm about to get back into walking because this baby's feeling better, but I don't want to go straight into Zumba and screw it up again. So that happened. And then also, I sometimes don't realize how much I've really lost as far as my physical aspect. And that's called body dysmorphia, where I look in the mirror sometimes, or I'll see photos and I'm like, God, I'm huge, I'm big again. And it's not real. It's not real, because when I can slide on a size pair of 6 jeans, if I was big, I wouldn't be able to do that. So be wary of those things and be mindful that that can happen. I do have a therapist that I go to when I need to, and we've talked about that subject before. So if you're having these issues, or you're feeling like you're humongous and you know for a fact you're not, like, use common sense and be like, okay, maybe it's time to call a therapist. Maybe I need to work through this, because there are ways to work through that. But yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at 20 months out, and I will be 1 full year in December, the very tail end of December. So we'll see where I'm at that point. Probably if I do anything, I won't do an update like this. I'll probably just do like maybe a day in the life of food-wise, vegan, dietary, stuff that I can show you guys, like what I'm eating, when I'm eating, how often, things like that. But that'll probably come up at some point within the next month or so. So be on the lookout. And until then, if you're on this journey, I wish you nothing but the best of luck. I hope you lose all the weight you need to lose and live a fabulous, healthy, wonderful life. Please feel free to comment, leave me some messages down below. I love to interact with you guys. If you have any questions, you can reach me there, and I always try to reply to everyone. So I will catch you in the next video. Bye.